And now a quick word from our sponsors here at Viral Hip Hop News.
Hey, yo, bring the fire all summer long with the Big Three and your homeboy Ice Cube. Starting July 10th on CBS, Thriller, and Fight TV. That's right, every Saturday. Bring the fire with the Big Three, baby.
And here from Viral Hip Hop News, letting my people know to go grab this bottle of miracle food right now. ChakraDoctor.org put together some of the best ingredients on God's green earth to help your immune system, give you a cleanse and reboot that your body deserves. Don't wait for your miracle. Grab it in Miracle Food right now. Let's go.
House of Lazenby 1970H is the continuation of the Lazenby family fighting for its independence in the criminal world from the mafia and the national agreement. This ongoing battle takes the Lazenby clan over international waters. Grab the House of Lazenby 1970H in the description box right now.
I personally am not attracted to a man that dresses like a woman, but that's just me. A lot of women are.
Right.
I'm just saying that's me. But I think if Tyler Perry got rid of Madea, he'd be crazy, because that is my bitch. And I don't care if it's Tyler Perry. Madea is a lady to me. Honey, I love her. She is she. And she does it better than anybody else has done it.
That's
so,
a goddamn shame.
Did it shock you though? With that being said, did it shock you, being as though you was on the Wayans brothers, and then the first time you seen those brothers put on the dress, did that honestly shock you when you seen them dress as white chicks?
No, because
it didn't shock you. Wow.
The Wayans, those are my babies. That's my family. I'm like, I teased them when I first got started in the industry. And I was on the Apollo Comedy Hour. And after that, they all loved me. But prior to that, Marlon, I went to college with. I was a senior. He went to Howard. He was a freshman. And of course, you know, I was the older senior graduating. You know, I was the shit. But I'm just saying, yo, I was just playing. I wasn't that much of a shit. I didn't win the Debbie Allen Award. But that's okay. She loved now. And congratulations to Debbie. She's getting a Kennedy Award. Kennedy honor. But yeah, so Marlon had love for me. So he told me when I get out of college, and he decided not to stay the whole 4 years and get a degree. So, you know, by the time I got a job on the Apollo Comedy Hour, everybody was scared to tease the Wayans. Because, you know, what was their show? And Living Color was out. Yeah. And I was like, whatever, Marlon is my boy, I'll tease him. And after that, they just fell in love with me. And, you know, they allowed me to fail. And that is huge. Like, I have... I keep talking when I freeze because you said you can hear me. But I get anxiety. I've had it ever since I was a child. My first all-black party, I'm sorry, I'm from Shaker Heights, I had a panic attack. I've never been around so many black people. My girlfriend, they were like, you looking city bitch. One of my girlfriends was like, let the bitch sit in the fucking parking lot. And my other girlfriend, she was a little more loving. She was like, here, take this paper bag and blow into it. And it really helped. But I would get in these situations where there were a lot of black people. I'm sorry, I'd never been around black people. And I'd get anxiety attacks. So it led into whenever I wanted to be accepted by these people, and I don't make. And I'm trying not to say these people because you're my people, but I was raised in a situation where I wasn't, you know, accepted by the people I was around, and I longed to find a more strengthening relationship to what was me. So I wanted to go, but I realized that every time I had a desire to do something, I wouldn't nut up. So, you know, that to say, the Wayans, I would get into the room with the Wayans and I'd have worked out the audition. I know all the lines. I have all my stuff. And I get in there and be like, Ribbit. You know that frog? That's like, And Shawn and Marlon like, well, no, she cold. We try to tell you she cold. And they be looking at me like, bitch, you better cut it out. And I'd be like, so I try to do it and try. But because also that they love me so much, it was hard. So the point being, Marlon and Shawn trusted me despite. Now, when I get the job, I'm good, because I know you want me. I guess I'm a little like Sally Field. I'm like, you want me. But to have to prove my worth is daunting for me. And it does give me anxiety. So in my elder years, like, Shawn and Marlon, they loved me through it. But other people have been like, look, you want to take care of that shit because I can't get you on the set if you nut up in front of the white folks. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to take a shot. I'll take like one shot to calm the nerves. And then I'll be like, oh my gosh, okay. But then somebody might see me and they'll think I'm in there like, But then, I try to take like Inderall. I don't know, should I not be talking about performance anxiety drugs, but my doctor suggested Inderall, which is a performance anxiety drugs that the people that symphony, professional,
violin,
cello, all the whole fancy pants, like, orchestra people on the greater level take this. So now I've learned to take a half of a very low dose, and that helps up my audition. So yeah, I'm just telling y'all this because I've had a lot of people come up to me and say, I would have been an actor, but I'm scared. I would have been an actor, but my nerves. But you can get around that. When it's your mission and it's in your heart, don't let you stand in your way. I've learned through meditation to change my mind when I'm nervous. What am I nervous around these fools for? I know Tracy Morgan, that dummy couldn't act till he met me. Well, why would I nervous around him? So yeah, I must admit, you asked about the Wayans and them dressing like girls. No, it didn't surprise me because they're Shawn and Marlon, and they slept in the same bed until they were, I don't know how old. And it's just like, they don't think like that. Like my husband's family in the South, like I remember when his uncle kissed him in the mouth. I was just like, okay, all right. They don't think like that. Like for them, it's about the comedy at their expense. I don't know if they would have done Hollywood's movie with, if Hollywood had brought them that script, but the fact that they wrote it, it's at their expense. It's, and not just figuratively, but literally, every penny that comes into their pockets from them dressing like women comes into their pockets. It's not like they played some role outside of their conglomerate. They kept the money at home. And that's important because that way they get to write the narrative. They get to determine how they want to play girls. And they want to be white girls. And it's classic. White people love it. There's not one white person that I know that hasn't, referenced that film knowing that Shawn, Marlon, and I are tight. So, yeah, you have to make your own choices. But I didn't see Shawn and Marlon kissing no boys in that movie. I don't know. I don't see Tyler Perry kissing no boys in his movies. I don't know. So for me, kissing boys and you're a boy and you're not a gay boy, so it's not what you want to do, versus putting on a dress and going in drag because maybe you just got a fantasy. I don't know. It's a personal choice, and I don't think people should be judged.
Appreciate
it. Hip hop, hip hop, hip hop, hip bars is back. Hip hop, SamAnt O'God. What's up with you?
I done watched them niggas do interview after interview. They not culture vultures, the culture something they been into. So if you never gave them a view, I recommend you do. Cause when they question guests, they message is not subliminal. It don't matter if you a rookie.